Hello, everybody. This is Christos Katsanos from Keys to My Crops TV channel. So today we have the pleasure to have with us a guy, a gentleman, a CEO of a real multinational company, an international company, started from Germany, but now it is expanded its activities and solutions all over the world. I'm talking about Mr. Thomas H. Ahrens, the CEO, the current CEO of Combo Expert Group. Mr. Ahrens, welcome to the show.
Thank you for these nice introductory words, Christos.
Oh, hi, this is fantastic having you in the show because you are a person, an executive that you have a global vision and you understand about all these changes we face. We started from the pandemic the last 2.5 years and things have changed, and now we face some turbulences like high prices in all the inputs, high prices in all the commodities, to name a few. So you, as a CEO of a big international company with headquarters in Europe, what business critical issues keep you awake at night?
Oh, at night, normally I'm sleeping well because I will consider all these things during the business days, which from time to time goes very late. But what we have done is we try to develop models to absorb and compensate the price increases. And of course, we have given parts of this to our customers, which is extremely important, because if you can't pass these prices through at the very moment, I mean, your company will be in very difficult waters. And this is basically what we did, yeah. And what we also did is we moved our business focus a little bit away from products which were very much affected by these high cost increases, and moving the focus more to products like biostimulants, yeah, which are in the core of our strategy. Because maybe you are aware that we have a strategy for 2025, which is really focusing on supply chain excellence, geographical footprint expansion, organic farming, sustainability, digital transformation, and biostimulants. And this is actually where we have shifted our focus to.
Oh, wow, this is a big shift, because some years ago, if somebody asked you in which category is the Combo Expert Group, you can easily answer in chemicals. But now I realize that you shift to the food chain, to the sustainability, to everything that is connected around. So it is quite big shift. So I'm asking one very critical question to you. Things have changed, and we are talking about megatrends, and we are talking about the unexpected. What does the future hold for the food and agriculture from your side?
I think it is very important that the food and the agriculture business goes along and dance a little bit tango, so that it's very smooth and very elegant, so that they are moving in the same direction. And this is why we as Compo Expert have really defined our vision for 2025. Yeah? And by 2025, we want to be the globally most performant specialty fertilizer company in terms of growth while supporting sustainability. And here you see what we want to do is we want to focus more on sustainable things, which goes into the biostimulants area, biocontrol area. We want to focus on organic farming, but we also want to make our, let's say, NPKs products more attractive for the market. And how can you do this? One thing is, of course, integrating more microorganisms in these products in order to reduce the amount of nutrients in these products whilst achieving the same result. And this is something what we want to do, yeah. And we want to achieve this, of course, by improving our operational excellence. And here you speak about production, supply chain, yeah, and digital transformation. Wow. And the added value, as always, by Compo Expert will be generated by our deep understanding of the application of our product at the end user's edge.
Wow, yeah, it sounds amazing. Do you know why? Because it comes to my mind that you are in the fertilizers, and fertilizer is about fertilization, making something fertile. Now you said that a part of the nutrient part of the fertilizers, you are focusing, you are shifting to the fertilization of the soil, means that microorganisms and everything around. Do you see any connection between nutrient and fertility?
Oh yeah, clear. Because what we, you know, we always at Compo Expert had a, full service package. And we always looked into optimization from the soil, and then we were going to the various crops. And this is what makes us extremely different. And I'm 100% convinced, yeah, that these two things need to go along.
Fantastic. Let's talk something that you referred earlier about sustainability. The theme in my, let's say, background, it is born sustainable, that I took from a discussion we had some years ago. That when I asked you about the sustainability, you replied that we, Christos, born sustainable as a company. And all of our, let's say, technologies were aligned with this idea. Would you like to express a little more about this?
I'm not quite sure if I understood this right, your question, but if we would speak in Compo Expert today, yeah, about sustainability, the idea we are having is a little bit as follows. First, we are focused on the sustainability of our products, yeah, and where can our products can help the environment to achieve more yield with less fertilizer consumption. This is actually what we want to do, and what we have, how have we approached the entire thing? You know, we have focused on the Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations. And out of this sustainability goals, we have actually distilled 5, which are of high importance for Compo Expert. And these are the ones for no hunger. This is the second one. Then the number 3 is good health. Then the number 12 we've picked out of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations is responsible consumption. Then we picked the number 13, which is climate action, and the number 17, which is partnerships for the goals. So this is something which combines everything. And here in this 5 things, we said we want to focus our activities, what our product concerns. And then we have an overarching goal. This is the CO2 footprint reduction of our activities. And what we have done here, we have put a process in place which can be summarized in the 3 words: avoid, reduce, and compensate. And when you look to our activities we are having, most of our activities are in the range of avoid and reduce. And if we can't avoid and reduce, then we will go for compensation measures. And these are, for example, things where you buy certificates for renewable energies, or you buy CO2 certificates for reforestation projects.
I'm so happy that hearing that you are taking not the responsibility, but the accountability about that, because that organization like Compo Expert Group has the impact in so different, let's say, areas of our life and of course our environment. This is fantastic, and I I like to express my greetings to you that you have understood about those 5 pillars of the United Nations global goals about sustainability. You have already integrated in your organization. So I'm going in another area like disruptions, like opportunities. And most of the people nowadays we're discussing about we have to do the business unusual. We have to be disruptors because there are some opportunities. And we're talking about that because there are geopolitical, let's say, developments. So what is your opinion? What is your idea? What is your thoughts about this, about the geopolitical developments for food and of course the agri-food that you are part of this?
Disruptions for me, in general, this is nothing which I see as negative, because within disruptions, there's always the element of creativity, doing things different as you have done it before, and adapt to the new requirements, of the environment. And I think this is what we are facing today a little bit when you look to extremely rising raw material prices. You are looking to higher inflation. You are looking to the war we are currently having in the Ukraine. You're looking to an unsolved COVID-19, because the autumn will come and then COVID-19 will come again. And you see, this is an extremely difficult environment where a perfect storm is building up. And this is actually the situation we are living in as companies. And what we did is we found ways also to strengthen our supply chain for both for raw materials, but also to sending our products to the markets. And here we were extremely successful in building up in the shortest possible time a new supply chain for our Latin American markets, which has helped us to grow there tremendously. On the other hand, we have stabilized our business in Europe and also in Asia. So this is on the operational side, I think, extremely good. And what have we done also in the area of development in terms of new products? And here we are having put up in place a new strategy for biostimulants, which will actually allow us, I would say, minimum to double our sales in biostimulants from 2021 to 2025. And most likely we will exceed this. And here, I think we are developing new products for the market. We are bringing the service to the market. And what distinguished CompoExpert for me in comparison to the others is that we are more agile and we are faster and we are, I would say, more successful with our business model, focusing on our end user, which then generate a kind of pull strategy from our distributors. So this is actually our way to counteract to the disruptions we have today. And so far we did it extremely good. We are in a good shape. Of course, the imminent gas crisis we are having in Europe, this is something where you also need to develop some crisis scenario. We have already done it, but this is something I will not disclose here today because these are more scenarios and everybody is preparing the company on a different way for this situation, which could come up, but hopefully will not come up.
Yeah, of course, we understand that. Thank you very much. And I'm happy that I know that you have plans and all those questions arise because, of course, you are an international company, but you are based in Europe. Then now Europe is in turbulence. That's why I asked about that. So yeah, it's okay. Some years ago, we had discussion about the precision farming and stuff like that. And then it was a little bit about drones and, some gimmicks about that. Now we're talking about artificial intelligence. It's not more about the drones. It's not about digital mapping. It's not about digital farming. It is more than this. We create systems that they learn. And this discussion, I know that you had in Valencia. So I have to ask you, what will be the role of artificial intelligence in the agri-food supply chain in the forthcoming years? You said something about 2025, yes.
Yeah.
What's your opinion? What's your feeling?
Yeah, I have a feeling, and I also know how we want to implement certain things. So what we at Compo Expert will do is, first we will apply artificial intelligence more and more in our production processes, yeah, and also in our sales process in order to identify potential customers. So here you can apply artificial intelligence very nicely. It will help us also in bringing better nutrition programs faster to our customers. This is what we will do. And I also believe that you can have a lot of benefits when you are not using any more drones or other things, when you would use satellites, for example, to identify mechanisms, how to respond fastly to possible pests which are upcoming. And here we are having actually a pilot project for 2 golf courses ongoing. And I would say we are in this regard, I would say probably not the front runner, but we are definitely a company which is not a lagger. And for our business fields, which are from time to time in niches, we are playing, I would say, a meaningful role. This is the way I would summarize this.
Incredible, incredible. Do you know why? Because some years ago, this was something that we expected after 10, 20, 30 years. And now we are talking about in a very narrow, let's say, horizon. And probably all those changes have pushed all those discussions very fast in front. So before to continue, I'd like to ask you, you don't wear a jacket, you don't wear something. I suspect that you are not at your office. Am I right?
No, you are right. I'm in a factory, and I just came back out of the factory because I have looked into some production lines and wanted to see how some things were done, because I'm a person who likes go and see, yeah, and I want to see how things are produced. Then I'm having the right touch, yeah, and feeling for this product. And this is why I'm in our production facility in Krefeld today. And you have caught me a little bit in the moment when I just was coming out of the plant. This is why I'm still wearing my yellow jacket.
Yeah, now this is the new role of the CEO. It's not just only the strategy, it's about the everyday operation, and you have to understand about all those changes and what's happening and to be with your line people. And I like to see that. And thank you very much for this nice break. Nice for us, probably for you, I hope. So yeah. Let's continue. Big discussion about biostimulants. All the people, they are talking about biostimulants, and they say biostimulants is something not in our line. It will be probably the core of our line from now on. And I would like to ask you, apart of the water, the fertilizers and the pesticides, do you believe that the plant biostimulants will be the fourth leg of sustainable agriculture and how to use them?
I'm not sure how many legs at the end the agriculture will have, but what I will endorse is that the biostimulants, biocontrol, and all these things, and biofarming will play a very, very important role for the future. And there's one thing, for example, with organic farming, yeah, when you are applying all these biological things, yeah, the problem will be how to make this for the farmer profitable, because you will have higher cost to produce these crops, yeah, and then you need to sell it. And the challenge will be how the market will react on these higher costs. This will be at the end something we need to solve, yeah, and this cannot be solved by the fertilizer industry, yeah, because this is much more. This is the fertilizer industry, this is the seed industry, this is also the environment, these are the countries, the governments, yeah, plus the end user. So here all the things need to come together. And I think this is a complex and multi-dimensional question, yeah, which cannot be easily answered with yes or no, we can do it. Everything needs to line up, and then I think this will be successful. So a lot of alignment needs to be done. And here we want to play our role by providing the right sustainable nutrition programs for our customers, which are the farmers.
Yeah. Oh, now I see all those dimensions. And all of us that we are in the food chain, let's say, industry, and we collaborate there, we have to understand all those dimensions, and we have to start cooperating a bit. Cooperating means that it comes to my mind that late April, you participating in the third BioAg World Congress, if I remember well.
Yeah, in Valencia.
In Valencia, in a very interesting, let's say, session. You presented from the eyes of the CEO of the multinational company, the lessons.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd like to ask you, please, what was all about, and please share with us some of your, let's say, ideas.
You mean the lessons learned?
Yes.
Yeah, there were, I must say, several lessons learned. Yes. We have, so there was not only one lesson learned, and what we tried to do there is we tried actually to summarize what are the lessons learned from, I would say, the point of view of the CEO. And what I actually did in this, I prepared a little summary on, wait a minute, maybe I can have it.
Yes, please.
It is what are the things to do and what are the things not to do. And what we have here was basically, we shouldn't stick for things which were good in the past. Yeah, so we always look to new things. We need to look for the challenging. Yeah, and never concentrate too much on the past. Then the other thing we should do is we should always create a winning company culture and live up to those values. And this is what we have created within CompoExpert very early. When I joined, this was actually 8 values which make up the company, CompoExpert. And then we have shared our vision, we have communicated this. And then we have set up a performance-driven organization by considering actually the 5P approach. Yeah, proper preparation prevents poor performance. So this is something where CompoExpert believes in. And then you should really stay focused on this thing, what really matters. And what really matters are short-term things, but also midterm strategical things. And one thing what we have learned is be as close as possible connected to the markets and the people. And follow the approach. Sales is vanity, margin is sanity, but cash is king.
Cash is king at the end.
Yeah, and do not listen to people who are conceptually stuck in the past and questioning the change. These are a little bit the message here I would like to convey. Yeah, and what makes us different in CompoExpert is a little bit, we walk the talk consequently and implement our value creation measures, also in changing times. this is, I think, something I could say in short terms to your question.
Yeah, actually, it's not something, it is so valuable. And that's why we like to have you as a CEO, because it's not just only your thoughts, it's the actions that you take on behalf of this organization. And the people, they must follow something. And in order to follow something, they must be inspired by that. Actually, personally, I'm inspired about that. I'm totally agree. And I do believe that all the people of the Combo Expert Group, and not only all the collaborators, they are in line what you say about that. So,
okay, this sounds good.
No, actually, I feel it. Of course, I cannot speak on behalf of all of them, but I feel it because there are too many changes in the right direction.
What you can say in Compo Expert, I think what is very nice to see is that we as a team, as a company, are moving in the right direction. Yeah. And what I'm always saying, it is not me who is doing this. This is a management team and all the people together, because when they believe in what we are doing, you are creating certainty and then they will like it. Yeah. And you also need to communicate about things which went not so well. Yeah. And then you need to tell them this hasn't gone too good because, and then you give them the reasons and you tell them what you want to correct. And then again, you need to walk the talk. Yeah. And this is a little bit what we try to implement within Compo Expert. Yeah. And I think this is a strong management team and an extremely good, pool of employees which are committed and are really believe in Compo Expert. So we have this strong Compo Expert family approach.
Beautiful, beautiful. I respect your time, and I have one last question. If you have time, is that okay?
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh, a little bit. So you participated, as we discussed earlier, in the third BioAg Award 2022 that Combo Expert was a sponsor. And at the same time, you were, as Combo Expert, a silver sponsor of Farm to Fork Europe conference some days ago. What are the outcomes of those two, let's say, big conferences, global conferences, that you can bring to our audience?
This was completely different, yeah, because
really?
I would say the third BioAg World Congress in Valencia, this was something more than fashionable, yeah. And you had a lot of contacts in the entire industry. You had networking opportunities. Immediately after the Congress, there were a lot of hashtags in the media, and we have made a hell of a lot of, relations, which we are still using. And here we are having new communication channels with new customers, stakeholders, and everything. This was extremely, I would say, profitable for us. And we as Compo Expert will also join the next BioAg World Congress, which will be from the 2nd and 5th of May in Rio. And we will become this time, I think, a strategic sponsor, which is the highest level, because we were really thrilled by this. And when we are now going to the Farm to Fork Congress we had in Ahrens, this was something completely different. Yeah, this was a Congress as normal. You had some booths, you had some foods, you had a very unattractive location in the basement of a run-out hotel with gray carpet. So this was not a really inviting environment, yeah, where you want to be and want to have creative solutions. And then the subjects were all, I would say, maybe interesting, but not forward-looking subjects. Yeah. So this was, I would say, a meeting where I also made good contacts. To be honest, I spoke to some people, but these were more refreshing, good personal contacts you have, yeah, bringing them to the next level after the COVID time where you couldn't have had personal interactions face-to-face, yeah, or physically face-to-face. This was also good, but it was no comparison at all to the third BioArc World Congress in Valencia. This is the future, and EPIC, the way they have done the Congress, this is a kind of dying species, I would say.
Oh, okay. I understand that. Yeah, this is all about evolution. Some people,
that's all about evolution. They now need to understand if they will continue with this approach. Most likely nobody will come to their Congress.
Too pity for them, but of course they have time to.
Yeah, an opportunity.
This is, we call it opportunity. So this is the end of our interview, but you have the time, and if you like to share something, a last message to the audience that now watching you, please, this is the time, your final thought.
I mean, I have shared so many thoughts with you, so I have really no final thoughts, but I have a hope, that companies and people will not get distracted with all these disruptive elements around us. As I mentioned earlier, COVID, increasing raw material pricing, increasing inflation, imminent gas prices, war in Russia. So it is really difficult. But my message is stay focused, be positive, and with this energy, I think we will also master this difficult situation. So I'm optimistic.
Fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, this was Mr. Thomas H. Ahrens, a contemporary CEO of a contemporary company dealing with all the aspects of the agri-food industry. We'd like to thank him for his time and for his support all those years of the Keys to My Crops project. Thank you very much for all your support. Have a great day.
Thank you. Bye-bye.